beautiful that you can't see
I love
what
that.
we
The best
see.
part. The
This
da-da-da-da.
is how to watch TV on Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV on Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Welcome to How to Watch TV. My name is Joel Henderson. With me, Mr. Aaron Brown. How we doing there, AB?
I'm great. How are you? How's it
I
going?
am good. I was just biding time so that I could know the episode was called Faith and Despondency, Season 7, Episode 10.
Nice.
Which, okay, for the first time, it shows that there is going to be an Episode 13.
Okay, good.
Which
I know we were concerned
we
about
were talking about that. There's no way they
Last
weren't
time.
going to do that. It would make no sense for them to just cut the season short, but yet have a billion extra long episodes throughout the season. So this one starts with, was there even music? I don't even remember there being a song. Maybe that's attributed to the amount of sex I saw
Yeah,
going
there was.
on.
I think it was after the sex. It was after the sex. Hey, what's up, Big Al?
There was music going on. I don't remember
they
it being a
faded to
music
the raper
montage.
or to the raper. Reaper.
No,
Whoa.
not at the
Yeah.
end.
Oh, at the end? Oh, I
No,
thought you
no,
were talking about the beginning.
I am talking about at the beginning.
Yeah, they hit the Reaper and then you know,
What do you mean the Reaper?
the little Reaper logo guy.
They showed that at the beginning?
I think so. I think they faded into it off of like one of the back, off of Juice, I think.
Oh, I mean Jax he has that tattoo.
Oh, maybe it was. The
I just
tattoo.
meant I couldn't remember if there was any music in that whole opening montage. There's usually a music montage to start the show.
Was
It's been a
there? I
running
think
gag.
I think it was just a lot of just fucking
Yeah,
sounds. Just a lot of
exactly.
sex
There
noise.
wasn't. It started
Just a lot
with
of sex noise.
Jackson. Do you know Greensleeves chick name?
No, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So I mean that
Does she have a
sucks. I'm
name
gonna
yet?
have to call her GSC.
Is it Juanita?
I don't know.
No, that
Is
was the
her
mom.
name?
That was the mom's name.
Uh,
The pastor's son's mom.
yes, that's right. I did write that down this time
Juanita.
too. I got that much. Yeah, so Greensleeves chick, GSC, as I will refer to her
Okay.
from this point until we learn her name.
I'm cool with it.
Then we cut from them to Nero and Gemma, looking not into it at all. Neither of them.
They're old. They're both old actors. Maybe they were just not acting
Well,
well.
Gemma was not into it for obvious reasons. She's distracted, but Nero didn't even look like he was into it. He's just slowly thrusting
Just
on top.
thrusting. He had a nice butt, though.
Did he? Oh, that's what I was going to say about the Jax one.
What do you mean, did he?
There was
You saw it.
There
It was
was
nice.
nearly. I mean, we were right up in Jax's ass.
Oh, we were
Did we need to see the hairs on his ass crack?
HD.
I mean, right?
HD, folks.
Yes, that's where I'm at this picture.
I think
don't
the
need
ladies.
to see that.
I think the ladies and probably a lot of the fellas out there also enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, whatever.
I mean, if you say so, I don't
mean,
want
whatever. Yeah.
to tell you what to think. You know,
I
it's-
didn't. I didn't need to see it. But I think some people appreciated it. That's my point.
So they're not into it at all. Then we cut to two people totally into it, Tig and Venus.
Oh God, that was so great.
Yeah,
that was
they're a
great
perfect
moment.
couple.
Yeah, when we cut to that, did we cut to Rat first or was it?
No, we
Okay.
went to Jari
Okay.
and Chibs after Tig and Venus.
Okay, yeah, Tig and Venus, Shannon and I were both like, "Whoa!"
Well, I mean,
this
like
is
we
happening.
didn't know that was going to happen.
I didn't
or
think
was.
we were going to see it.
No?
That was great.
Yes.
I'm glad we saw it.
I'm glad we saw it. That you don't mind seeing.
I'm glad that we as an audience saw it.
Okay.
Not that I and Shannon saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we saw it too. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, from there we cut to Jari and Chibs.
Venus, who's the actor?
That is
he
Walton
great.
Goggins.
He's great.
Yeah,
he-
I mean some of the scenes in this
Has
episode.
he won any
holy shit.
awards in this show? Because he needs to win an award on this show.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, he's awesome.
If there's any justice, he will win something
hope
for
so.
this season.
Yeah.
This is the last chance. Rat. We cut to Jari and Chibs, and
Okay.
then Rat, and we assume it's
And-
going to be Brooke, and it's a
And
blonde.
not his woman.
And then Happy,
Not
and
his old
was that a
lady.
whore too? I don't know.
Where's Happy?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her.
Who was Happy with? Yeah, I think it was just another.
Another one of the
Another
Diosa chicks.
Yeah, but
Oh.
he wasn't there at Diosa with them, or at least they didn't show him walk out like they showed Rat walk out.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell Happy was with. Probably like a dead body or something.
Jesus.
He's all messed up. I love Happy.
Then we see Wendy sleeping alone, and it's like,
That
oh, that's
was
so
amazing.
sad.
Yeah.
She's such a good person. Then
Until you hear the vibrator. I was like,
Class.
nice. I was like, yeah, that's a nice touch.
she deserves to get some as well. Why
Yeah.
not?
And then
The coup de grace of the fucking scene, the fuck montage, the fucktage,
fuck Tosh.
was Marilyn Manson, a.k.a. Tully, nailing Juice.
Inside a juice.
All up in his ass.
Giving
And
Juice the juice.
Juice was just staring off
Just taking it.
like nothing was happening.
He seemed pretty content.
Yeah, he was content. Hey, at least he's not alone.
He's had a lot of stuff in his ass, in the last few
Oh, he
weeks.
did. He loosened it up with that thing.
Yeah, so I think
Huh.
that's where he's at right now.
Fair enough.
That's where he's at.
And then we cut back to Jax and GSC where he starts crying after they finished having sex. And
Yeah. Got a
Yeah.
little weird.
She thinks she did something wrong and then tries to leave, and she figured he'd want him to go, or want her to
Stay,
go. He asked her to
please.
stay, and then
Please.
she looks a lot like Tara.
Wow. Okay.
I grabbed
yeah.
a little screenshot there, and it was
Nice.
just like, holy shit, she looks like Tara.
It was a good opening. It was one
He's
of the
never
best
gonna.
openings.
He's not gonna learn, is he? Is he ever gonna learn, Aaron?
No.
Do you wanna know how to watch TV? From everything on AMC to mystery. It's almost day. It's TV time. Forget about what you read.
I have a question.
What you think in your mind. Yeah.
Just get in the cord. Fuck.
This is how
I don't know. He's got
to
the
watch
music.
TV.
Thanks, Jim, for that tantalizing song
I
once
love
again.
that. That's actually great. It's really good.
After the opening credits, we go to Jax and Nero talking about Bobby's death, and then about Nero wanting to leave. Jax rolls a joint, and
Oh, yeah, at this point, Shannon turns to me and she says, he better get his farm and get to leave and go do all that. And I'm like, Joel doesn't think he's going to. And she's like, no! She got really rageful.
weren't you the one that said bought the farm?
Yeah, that was what we coined last week. Bought the farm. He bought the farm, and then he's going to buy the farm. But I want him to, but I think you've got a really great point that he's not going to. It's going to end on a really sad note. Shannon just really wants him to get his farm. She really loves Jimmy Smith's character.
Yeah. I mean,
She's really rooting for him.
it's weird at this point. Yeah, there's nothing you can do for him at this point. I mean, yeah.
That's it. He's donezo.
So let's see. So
Wait, Big Al, did you have a question? What are you thinking?
what was your question, Big L?
Oh, I mean, what do you think the
Boo to that jersey, by the way.
I only wore it because I knew you were here.
Big L's wearing a.
What is the significance
Blackhawks.
of
That's
the
Blackhawks.
fucking scene? You know what I mean? Like, is there any significance to all of it? Like,
All the
Was there
sex.
any
It's the
significance? It
order.
was showing who was
like
who was
who
doing the
was-
fucking and who was getting
Who's got
fucked.
someone to lean on, I think.
Yeah.
At
You know
that,
what I mean?
like
Is that
in
what it
their
was?
down and
About
out
the-
times, who's got someone
Okay.
to lean on? Jax has the whore.
Whatever one, insert face.
Yeah.
No, this
yeah.
is a new
Or
one,
who's-
a very particular one at
Yeah,
this point.
who's-
She looks a lot like Tara.
Who's got someone right now, and that's who they all have. I love that Juice has Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, that's fucking spectacular. Like,
totally.
I
Yeah.
would not have expected that.
Yeah, I didn't
it's
see
perfect.
them cutting there, and I'm like, this is great.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
fucking
such
awesome.
great writing on that show.
Jax's accent is particularly bad in this scene.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he's like, stay.
Yeah, he said something like
Please.
no. When he was talking about he's not ready to lose his partner.
Oh,
It was like the partner was
drops.
like so British, and it was like, okay, that's weird.
Drops his accent a little.
Yeah.
He's pretty good normally throughout
Yeah,
the show,
normally
man.
it's
I didn't know that he was putting on an accent for a
Yeah.
long time.
Nero. Nero was telling him about him wanting to leave, and Jax kind of gives him some shit when he tells him about talking to Alvarez. He's like, "Did you do that behind my back?"
Everyone should bow down to the king.
I know, right? What
It's
a
like,
dick.
Yeah, like he owes you nothing. He's not SAMCRO.
Yeah, he's not a
He's not
subservient
part
person.
of your fucking crew, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Jax is really everything that I hate in a person in real life.
Yeah, that's true. He's just a fucking cunt.
But he's awesome on the show. How do
Yeah,
you
he's
how do
a
you
badass,
think he's
though.
awesome on here? I
He's
don't
a
know.
badass, though.
He's just so good looking, you know.
He's a
It's-
handsome
That's
bastard.
what it is. If he was Tig, if he had Tig's looks,
I love Tig, though. Tig is amazing.
Tig
man.
is pretty awesome.
He's not a good-looking dude, but he's cool as shit, man.
Yeah. Doesn't Jack seem to be taking it relatively well about Nero selling his piece?
Yeah,
That doesn't seem right. That seems like that shouldn't be going so simply.
I don't know. I feel like it should. I mean, what does he care? Like, seriously, it's just business at that point. It has nothing to do with SAMCRO. It's outside business. It's just extra money that they're trying to go, do legit stuff with. Feel like, okay, just make a business transaction and keep it that way. I don't think it's a big
Well, yeah,
deal.
as he said, he didn't want to lose his partner.
Yeah.
Which I get.
And he's like, hey, I'm going to be here. I'm banging your mom.
yeah, right? He's like, I'm going
not
to be
going
around for
anywhere.
a while.
Yeah.
Or he said,
Mono. He always
He
calls
says
her
he's going to
Mono.
be around. I love your mom. And it just, I don't know that that's necessarily
That
going
might
to
not work
guarantee
out.
your inclusion in the family. Although,
That's true.
I will say that even if when Gemma gets dealt with, Nero wouldn't be culpable for her actions.
That's true.
I don't think Jax would hold that against him.
No, I mean, he's had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about it.
Rat comes out with his slut and she leaves, and then Nero takes off after hugging far too long. Like,
Yeah.
not hugging, but like that thing where you put your hand on people's shoulders on both sides
Yeah.
and like look at them.
I don't do that often. I don't think I've ever done that.
And then it was like walk away. It was too long, Nero. You cross boundaries of
He's
personal space.
He's kind of pulling off like a dad role, though.
Yeah, he is, and it's probably
like a
the
dad
best one
moment.
that he's probably the best, given the best advice.
Yeah, I mean, compare him to Clay. Clay never really gave him too much.
Sorry, I had to write down what's going on right there on the screen, so I could talk about that later because that was
a good little
great.
moment. Let's look at his eyes.
Dead inside.
We'll get to that.
Yes,
yeah,
we will.
but he's so fucking dead. But I love the book.
We're
We'll
leaving-
get to the book too, though.
We're leaving the episode playing in the background so we can, because I didn't get to finish all my
Joel
notes.
got like halfway through before I arrived. and
Yeah, and I didn't want to keep taking notes and whatever. So, anyways, let's
This
see.
is a great scene too here.
Yeah, Rat starts to explain, and Jax tells him not to, and they share the joint, and we find out Marks is still in jail and no hearing yet. GSC comes out with a box of paperwork, and they kind of cuddle,
Oh yeah.
Jax and her. They
Yeah.
just like cuddle next to each other.
That was
It's
the
weird.
whore that he took off the street from that one guy, right?
From Greensleeves
Right.
chick. That's what GSC is standing for, Greensleeves chick.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I forgot you just said that. I'm on it. But yeah, that's the whore from the street though that they
Yeah.
like stole.
HFS, Whore from the
HFS?
Street. Is
Okay,
that
cool.
any better?
I don't know. I like that. Well, it's W. I don't know how you spell your.
Oh
whore.
shit!
That's
Yeah,
cool though.
WFS. Yeah.
Silent W. Whore.
I'm a whore. I'm not a.
It's cool, man. I'm
surgeon.
a terrible speller myself. Like I said, spell check. God, I
Um,
need spell check in my life.
she says she doesn't know what she's doing, but she likes the job, and she says the girls and I were going to get a place together. Before we get gunned down by Chinese gangsters. Good stuff. I like her. She's got.
Cool
She
character.
seems like she's not as dumb as they're trying to. I don't think they're trying to make her seem dumb.
She's a
but-
good cross between Wendy and Tara.
Yeah, like somewhere right in the middle. It
Yeah.
seems like she'll be good for
Like
Jax.
she's got edge, where Tara really never had it until towards the end.
Yeah.
And then she's also got, like,
forks in the head,
yeah, sure,
things like that.
stuff like that. What you're looking for in a lady.
Jax is gonna leave, and she tells him that she can see he's in pain and that he's been really nice to her and kept his word, and she thinks he's decent. He's not.
No.
Spoiler alert: he's not
Nope.
decent.
If you haven't watched that many episodes, he's not.
Do you remember what they fight about? Just
just
okay,
the
good, because I don't remember exactly.
Okay,
We cut to Tig and Venus getting dressed, and she asks if he's leaving. He says he's not sure if he'll see her later. To me, that was a clue about him being the rat.
Oh.
Leading,
I forgot that was your
continuing
theory.
that theory.
Yeah. Shannon was like, "Oh, she's not wearing makeup, and he doesn't like her without makeup." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, That's interesting. I wasn't looking at it that way.
Oh, that's what she thought that was going on there?
That was her interpretation,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Tig, he says
That
he's
he's not
fine,
used
but he
to
was
her
sitting there
without
taking
makeup.
shots, and
Yeah.
he's not okay. And you could see Venus thought it was her. That was
that's
the
what
problem.
I think Shannon was picking up on too. Was she thought that he didn't like her without makeup? You know, at that like vulnerable morning after walk of shame moment. You know?
Then we see
That's great.
Abel comes to the table and says Tommy scratched his eye.
Tommy,
What the fuck?
Me.
That didn't make sense at all, even for a second.
Yeah, like they check his nails. Well, I'll cut his nails.
Yeah, we'll cut his nails. That's a big scratch for a little kid.
To me.
Give me a fucking break. You're a terrible
You're
actor.
a little psycho. You're a little psychopath.
The preacher's wife and son want to leave, but the sons won't let him. Andre the Giant and Montez say to stay put, and they'll bring him home when it's safe. What's his name? Still in jail, but they don't know how long that. Eventually, he'll be getting out here. Marks. Right. Gemma drops off Abel, and Courtney Love waits behind another chick, and then walks up and grabs Abel.
Yeah.
And walks him to the. I don't know. That was weird.
Courtney Love's looking out for the kid.
Do you think she is, or do you think she's just targeting Gemma?
Yeah.
I felt like she was looking out for the kid at
Probably a
one
little
point,
bit
but
of
it
both.
feels now like a personal vendetta.
Now she just hates Gemma, and she's like, "Fuck this bitch."
Yeah, like I'm gonna take her down.
Tell me about your grandma. Tell me what she does wrong.
Yeah, you could tell me if it was your grandma.
Yeah.
Like, the kid just told you that it was his brother, and it didn't sound unconvincing there. It sounded like, oh, my brother scratched me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you can tell me if it's an adult, and they can get in trouble with the police.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Fuck off. You're
Wait,
putting
the
shit in his
police?
head.
Yeah.
And then did you see that fucking look that Abel gave when she told him, or wait, Abel actually asked her, you mean
Right.
like
Like
in
with
trouble
the
with the police? And then she goes, yes, and he goes, he like had shifty eyes, I swear to God. Fucking shifty eyes. Ridiculous. Ugh. Just go away.
Shifty eyes.
It was like the dog on that episode of The Simpsons where Homer was doing the movie with Mel Gibson and he says, just give make the dog do it. Give him shifty eyes. Tully asks why Juice is in solitary to Jax, and they're going to sit down with the new number 2 in the Aryan Brotherhood. I believe his name was Otis. The hillbillies aren't happy about that. Leyland and the bearded guy, and there was at least one other one, wasn't there?
There's definitely those two, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bearded guy.
Until Juice gets to Lynn, Tully is going to keep that cute Puerto Rican real close. And Jack says he could do with some loving.
Ouch.
Yep. The Niners meet up with Moses, and Marks needs Trisha Adams. Got the name.
Oh.
That was officially the first place I typed the name.
Okay.
Mark's hearing is the day after tomorrow, and Moses wants Tyler to find the sons. And due to the recent whatever, Mark's is, basically he's on to them playing double agent, I think. I don't know that he's on to it, but
yeah, he's like, you guys are definitely suspect right
he's
now.
testing it.
Yeah,
And,
testing their loyalty.
And Tyler tells him one of the Grim Bastards might be able to help them find him. And they take Tyler to him instead of letting Tyler's like,
he's like,
I'll just go find him and
I'll bring that your way. And they're like,
hit you back in a little
you're coming
few.
with us.
I guess
We're not
you're
giving
driving
you a chance to go run to the Suns and let them know.
I guess you shall drive. Abel stares into a mirror at school in the bathroom like a psycho.
Like a little psycho.
And then goes into the stall, sits on the toilet, puts his lunch... Or no, he takes off his outer shirt, hangs it over the railing, which... Why was that necessary?
He's just a little gentleman.
Yeah. Then he sets his lunchbox down, sits on the toilet, opens up the lunchbox, pulls out a fork.
What are you waiting for inside? I was waiting for a gun. I was like, he's going to have a fucking Glock.
Oh,
this
that
is
would've been
about
the
to
shit.
get crazy. And then he pulls out a fork, and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, he's going to scratch himself.
And then he it was like doing that thing where it's just, I don't know, it's just like messing with the fork prongs.
Have you been watching American Horror Story?
I have.
So
I was
when
going
the
to
son
compare
was
it to
sitting
that.
at the table flinging, bing, bing. Yeah.
God, that guy's awesome though.
He is great. He's a great character.
Watch American Horror Story if you haven't been.
Yeah. This
season 3 was garbage to me.
Garbage.
But 4,
It's
2,
good.
and 1 were really good.
Yeah, 4's it brought me back into the show.
Yes, I agree. The Sons show up to the Aryan Brotherhood farmhouse, and Jax and Otis meet. They say Leyland is late, and his boy, or Leland, damn it.
Yeah.
I even wrote it with an E this time.
Oh, okay.
Last time I wrote it with an A, and I was like Leyland, and I just read it Leyland
I just
anyway.
thought that you were just pronouncing it that way, like for some reason.
No, because I'm British.
Leyland.
Leland is late, and his boys have a problem. He ain't gonna like some tranny humper at his sit down.
Yeah,
He's
how
like,
d- how do
what?
they
You
know
don't
about
think
that?
people know you
I
suck
was kind
dick?
of I was a little kind of wondering about
That's a good question.
why they knew that or how they knew that.
So would that have to be Venus talking? She doesn't seem like.
No,
I'm saying
like,
she for the sake of
yeah, me too.
ease.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I was a little curious at how they knew that. I don't know if I'd forgotten some moment where they are all together or what, but we'll figure
Okay.
that out, I guess.
Tig demands an apology.
Yeah.
And,
Tig is like just smiling like the whole time, like I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
and the guy talks some shit, and Tig shoots him in the dick.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And the guy says Leland is on his way to kill Egley. And Happy stands on his dick to get. Actually, he stands on his dick to get the name.
That was great.
But, to get enough information that they figured that out. He said he's on his way to kill the cop, and I thought for a second, Jari.
Yeah, Jari.
And then Tig shoots him in the head. Jax is just like, do it. We gotta go. Doom, dead.
That was great.
They call Rat, who happens to be at the bar with Tio.
I like that. Who was the head guy there? The head Nazi guy?
Otis.
Oh, that's Otis? Okay.
The new guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bald guy. Yeah, he's like, it's cool. He's just like, do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
He's like, now's not the place. He's like, yeah, you guys can throw it.
Oh,
down
that
now."
was him that said,
Yeah.
now I'm cool with the time?
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. He's like, cool. The time's cool. And that's when they went off. It was great. I love that.
Yeah, they seem, it's pretty interesting. I like, that guy obviously is a better fit as far as just communicating with people besides just whites.
Right. Yeah, he's.
They didn't seem to flinch because Happy was there.
Oh yeah. I always forget about Happy.
I know, right? He was nothing until this season.
This season, he's great.
Yeah, they call Rat, and he's at the bar with Tio, and Marks and Tyler pull up and take them. And, yeah, I mean, why was he saying Tio to begin with? Why would Tyler say him? Do you think he was just trying to find something that wasn't really connected to the Sons? I mean, he is connected to him, but why would he pick that?
Yeah.
Because it was a plan, obviously.
Right.
But why?
Yeah, in the end, it comes down to this was kind of planned, except that
They
in the
didn't
end,
know about it.
Rat didn't know that this was going to happen.
Tio didn't know,
He-
you think?
I feel like
How could Tyler have let him know?
right, yeah, like they didn't know, but I guess there was a contingency plan of some sort
I don't know.
of like, or if I guess he was just quick on his feet.
Because I
thinking.
think the point of
I mean,
the stuff with Tyler was that we were
when
supposed
they-
to be questioning where his loyalties did lie.
Right, but when we get to where they go, I mean that was obviously planned. They were waiting, right? So there had to have been some kind of setup.
Who? Wait, you lost me there. Are you talking about when they take him to where Bobby was? When
So
they
pick up who's the grim bastard? What's his name again?
Tio.
Tio. So
They pick up Tio and
Rat, and we're not quite there yet. But when Tio,
Yeah, all that's in between is
Right.
that
When-
Leland arrives to kill Egley and
Okay.
Unser. Yeah, that whole thing.
all right. So when Tio kind of gives up location, at that point, there's some sort of plan.
Based by who?
Well, I mean, when they get there to the location, when Moses is going to
Oh,
get there,
you're thinking that.
right,
I see what you mean.
Like, how would they know otherwise?
Huh. I
We'll-
didn't
we'll
really.
get there.
I didn't really put that. I didn't really make
Yeah,
that
like
connection.
otherwise, like, oh, how did they know to be? We'll get to that point, I guess. But at
Yeah, I
some
don't
point, there's
know.
a bridge that kind of says, "Hey, Tio gave them a location to be at." That was a nice.
Well, we knew-
setup, right?
I don't know that. Okay, because they set up the bomb.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there was
The
planning
Sons
involved.
were all there.
Yeah, hiding in that shed.
As were the Aryans.
Right. somewhere along the line.
Because I was going to say, well, Tyler, when he did finally save them,
okay,
maybe he called them, but
was
that's
that
not enough time.
I
No.
mean, if that's the case, that's a really big stretch.
But it's also a big stretch to say that Tyler knew that Marks and Moses were going to show. Well, no, okay.
Yeah,
You know what?
It's a bit of a stretch.
It's not a bit of a stretch to think that Jax and Tyler would have had a discussion.
Okay.
Well, no, because they just met those Aryans.
Yeah, like they had that whole connecting scene right there. That's we're stretching a bit, but
there has to be
whatever.
something.
I mean, I imagine.
Why would they have
I imagine
had-
when Tyler saves them, there was a phone call made, and they're like, "Okay, set up a bomb, and also everyone hide and get on the roof, and everyone get ready for this thing that's going to happen." I guess there's some time.
Shit's gone down pretty
some
quick.
time shift in there that maybe we're not aware of, or that we're just like, okay.
Yeah, because to be fair, they meet with
We'll allow some
maybe Tyler
disbelief
at
there.
any point there could have told Jax, "Hey, look, we have T.O.," but
Right.
he wouldn't have been able to tell T.O. what to say.
That was the thing. Like that's the connection that I'm not finding. Is T.O. gave them a location of the Aryan guys, so that seemed to be a little bit fortuitous, a little scripty, but
Yeah, that's weird.
we'll let it slide. Kurt Sutter, you've done enough good stuff to let this one slide. So
Let's
anyway,
see.
Leland goes to the hospital to cap.
Yeah, to
off.
kill Egley, and he's all creepy walking into the building, and he's just like, oh, just kind of nodding at people with flowers. You know, you got a big fucking cut on your forehead and like Nazi tattoos. I mean, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, he's super creepy.
And he waited until somebody went through a locked door and snuck his way in, and then he went in to kill her, and Unser was waiting in the bathroom behind the door. I thought it was going to be Juice in the shower. I don't know why.
Juice got out
Yeah, he was
somehow, and
just in there. He's sitting on
always
the
in the
bed
shower.
talking to nobody in the shower. But yeah, he goes, what's his name? Leland
Unser.
goes
Nope.
into the bathroom and
Yeah, thinks that she's in the shower, and Unser's waiting for him.
and Unser shoots that motherfucker. Shoots him dead.
Yeah.
Puts 3 in his chest. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Then
Still got some fight left in his cancer-ridden body.
yeah. Then we find out, or then we go to Moses and them in the container.
Right.
They just beat the shit out of him to start.
Just start brutalizing their faces with punches.
Then from there we go to the social services storyline.
Oh, right.
So they show up at the
Grandma.
school, and Jax has to go there. So he's there. Was Gemma there too? Did she show up right away? Or it was just Jax and the social services lady to start.
Yeah.
And then Gemma showed up, and
Right.
Courtney Love, and wasn't Gemma saying that Courtney Love was basically making it up or turning Jax... like, wasn't she insinuating that Courtney Love was making
Yeah,
him...
like basically just kind of...
You're mad that I talk shit to you kind of
Right.
thing? Yeah, and
Yeah,
then...
I forget what exactly she said, but yeah, that was
And
it.
then she's like, you can tell the truth. And he shows his arm, which is all torn the fuck up.
Right, it's just like super scratched.
And yeah, she...
And
she's
they're,
like, you can
they're
tell
all
who it
just
is.
like in disbelief, just like, what's going on?
And then he says, Grandma did it.
Who did this to you? Grandma. I loved that.
I mean,
Grandma.
yeah, because then don't they go sit down around the table at the house and they're talking about it? Like,
Right.
how did this... And she's like, I wasn't. And then
It
Jack's
wasn't
like,
me.
you can't be alone with him.
Right.
Or with them at all
She's
until
like, it
this.
wasn't me. I would never hurt one of my boys. And he's like, and that's not it. It's not that. It's the
Technically,
protocol.
what she said is correct.
Yeah.
She didn't say girls.
That's true. Ooh. And she hasn't hurt one of the boys.
Not yet.
Emotionally,
Oh, the car.
not physically.
In the car.
Oh, yeah.
When she drove off the road.
Yeah. That was not on purpose.
Because she was on the weed.
She was on the weed.
She was smoking a joint before the car ride, and then
then
that got
fell
her so
asleep.
fucked up that she drove off the road. All the times they've been drinking and driving on the show, not a problem.
Nope. It was the weed.
No, yep,
It's like
that's
Sutter.
the line.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Moses, we cut back, and Moses makes T.O. rat. And what did he say to him?
I didn't think it was going to be the brother.
He's like, I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed that it was a brother.
And then I think we go to...
Yeah, like Rat had no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
he
so-
seems like,
Fuck,
convincingly...
so this had to be a plan. I just don't get
T.O.
how.
had to be in on something at some point where they're like, hey, they're going to probably take you. It was like a whole Taken scene.
Yeah, so, because let's see what would have had to happen. Jax would have had to know that Tyler was going to get taken by Moses and that they were going to make him try to help
Go to
find the
T.O.,
preacher's wife.
Right.
And then, so
Bring
well,
T.O.
if they
in on
ask
it.
you to do that, go get
Take him to
T.O.
T.O.
And then we'll meet some new Aryans today
We'll go get the Aryans
and make
in on
sure
it.
they're cool. The ones that have shot cops and shit when we come around and generally hate us.
Right.
We'll have this new plan worked out with them.
We'll work that out
Just
real
tell them to
quick.
come to that farmhouse.
NBD. And they know that we're at a abandoned
And we'll
house,
just wait
so
there
we'll take 'em.
indefinitely,
Until-
hoping that we need to
Whenever you
ambush
guys,
someone.
Yeah, we'll keep the bomb ready.
It's ridiculous.
We'll keep the bomb ready.
Fuck off. If somebody has an explanation, I want to know it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something we're missing. Otherwise, it was just poorly written.
That can't be the case. There's got to be
We
some
gotta be
dot
missing
we're
something.
missing here.
All right.
Well, yeah, so then they end up at they go to the farmhouse, and before they go, doesn't Tyler kill one of
Yeah,
Moses'
he
dudes?
walks in, he caps one of the dudes holding them, and he's like, sorry, that was a little bit messy.
Oh, we missed the melon baller scene, or whatever it was. The thing, the cutting
the eyeball.
off
Oh, yeah, the melon baller?
What was it?
What is that?
I don't know.
No,
That's
the
just-
grapefruit spoon?
There you go, grapefruit
What is
spoon.
a melon baller?
I don't know. It sounds like something I've heard, I think.
Is it a thing?
I don't know. Melon
haven't-
balling? Melon baller? I don't know. That sounded dirty
Big
when I
Al,
said melon
you get a
baller.
ruling on this?
Have you ever heard of a melon baller?
I have heard of a melon baller.
Okay, it exists.
All right.
Excellent.
There it is.
I have used I actually use a melon baller every day at work. I make apple balls, but
Okay.
I don't know anything about these.
You can make melon balls or apple balls, apparently.
What are they?
It just
tiny balls.
isn't it like an ice
Scoops.
cream scoop essentially for fruit?
Nice.
See, melon baller.
Okay. I got nothing, man. I
So,
worked in
but
the
that was kind of
food
cool.
service
Like that
industry
thing
for
looked
many
pretty
years.
goddamn brutal.
That looked not like your typical spoon
Yeah.
that you dig into melons with.
Okay, now I'm at the point where I don't know what happened
No, that
next
was a,
exactly.
grapefruit spoon.
Yeah, grapefruit spoon.
Yeah,
but-
that one was a grapefruit spoon. We were talking about a melon baller as well.
okay.
Whatever.
So it's like a very small ice cream scoop.
Yes,
Gotcha.
but that one had like
Yeah, it looked like it was made.
it was
for,
pointed
for,
and
for
had
taking out
ridges,
eyes.
right? Looks like that could dig right in.
Yeah.
And
They're like also you can.
now, where's your impression that he was
It's
going to do the
grapefruit.
same thing to them that he did to Bobby?
Oh,
Eyeball,
yeah. I was
then
like,
hand.
Yeah, man, you're taking out eyeballs. Maybe not the fingers. But that just seemed like it was for Bobby, but definitely the eyeball.
Well, I mean, it does make it so they can't ride.
Sure. I mean, maybe he's just vindictive like that. But yeah, I mean, he shows that, and you're like, ooh.
He's not vindictive. It's all about
it's
expediting
true.
a
It's
solution.
true. It's just about being a soldier.
It's just about expediting a solution.
So that doesn't happen. T.O. rats out, he snitches out where they're, quote unquote, where they're at. And then
Is that when we go to Marilyn Manson reading poetry to Juice?
I think he gets the
Oh,
book.
he gets the
book
the
first,
package.
The package.
And I didn't notice it at first what the package was, but it was lipstick.
That's what it was?
It was a lipstick, a book, and
And the cocaine, right?
No, and lube.
Oh, the lube too. But yeah, the Coke was in there. The little like thing of
That was lipstick.
no. There
Oh, was there Coke in
Yeah,
there
like
too?
A little container of it. Yeah.
There was some because he
But
was
yeah,
like,
that's awesome. Yeah,
Oh,
the book
shit.
of poetry was great though.
wasn't he like Jesus Christ?
Yeah. He said
Yeah, a
something.
book of poetry,
Yeah, it was like a nice little
lipstick.
touch.
Yeah, good
Like
stuff.
love poetry. When you looked at it, it was like love poems or something.
And
we,
then
we chuckled at that.
what else happened after that? What was the thing with where Tig came back to the house where Venus was sitting in the dark?
Is this the shoot you were asking me about? Like
Yes.
locations for? Cool.
Yeah, and
We'll talk about that later.
Yes, and
About what in the dark?
when Venus was sitting in the dark when Juice
Oh,
or
so that's when
Tig
Tig
came
comes back.
Yeah,
Right, and she's like, "It's over." Basically, I obviously.
yeah. So she's trying to pull that. I'm
Well,
gonna dump
she
you.
felt she felt like, oh, you don't want to be with me. It's just like, just for the sex, and obviously we can't have a relationship.
Well, I really liked what she was saying, where she was saying that he only is into her because she helps
Yeah.
perpetuate his image of living outside the box.
Right? Yeah, of that like wild.
So
like,
because
weird
she's still got a
lifestyle.
dick, that will if she like I thought where that was going was that she was gonna say, once I get the surgery,
Yeah, but she went the
or
opposite
you're not going to
direction.
like me anymore.
Right. Well, she was like, I'm never getting the surgery, and
So
you'll never be able to fully love me.
Yeah, because she thinks he won't take her out in public, or
Right.
he wouldn't, or
Right. Like we can't have a relationship outside of this bedroom kind of thing.
yeah. And Tig basically just squashes all that.
Yeah.
and
He basically is like, you're mine, and I want to show you off to the world, and take you out and do all the.
Yeah, and she said she loved him.
It was
She said
great.
she was falling
yeah.
for him. It was very
Yeah.
romantic.
Yeah, it was a very interesting scene. I want to say weird, but weird's got bad connotations, so I won't say weird. I'll say, like different. I don't think I've seen a scene like this in TV before. So I think it's kind of a television first, like this relationship that they have.
Okay, and then we get to see Juice getting poetry read to him by Marilyn Manson.
Isn't that all?
Oh yeah, Andy was doing coke.
Yeah, I think he was just out of it. Like he was just loopy out of it. Just like, thankfully the coke's here for me. But I don't know. He seems like just the look in his fucking eyes.
Do you feel like
were
he
just
deserves
the
that?
dead eyes.
Do you feel like he got what was coming to him, or do you feel
know,
like
man.
that was kind of unjust what happened to Juice?
I feel like he's paid his dues for, killing the one
The son.
Yeah, the son. I don't remember his name, but whoever he killed to try to silence
To
him,
steal the coke and,
stealing
yeah.
the shit.
Or heroin or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, he was in over his head. I feel like he's done enough to try to buy his way back in to, the good graces of the club, but apparently, Jax is like, you betrayed me. Even though, I mean, Jax was kind of an asshole. So,
I mean, there was
Jax has never had to
know.
buy his way back in. So.
I don't think he deserves to end up Marilyn Manson's bitch necessarily.
that might be-
However,
I guess it's better than death, right?
it's better than being
Maybe.
alone. Remember, he
Maybe.
couldn't be alone. I bet she's wishing he
true.
didn't say that now.
That's true.
I
don't
bet she's
know.
wishing he went to Gemma's dad's fucking cottage now.
Yeah, the whole idea that he'd never killed himself because he said he's a coward. So I guess he wants to be alive. So this is what you got now, buddy. Ooh, not the greatest.
Okay, so what else happened in this episode then? After that,
There's the scene with Chibs,
we get to-
Chibs and Jari,
okay,
right? Their whole like love spat thing.
yeah,
in
she's
her
doing the
hotel
same
room.
bullshit as Venus.
Yeah, there's a lot
is.
of similarities, right? So she's like, the idea of that fight was, he shows up and she's like, I just can't take this anymore. This kind of double life that she's leading, working with the sons and trying to be Chib's lover. And she's like, basically, yeah, it was kind of a very, similar corollary as in she's like, we can't have, the relationship I want. And Chibs is like, I'm a criminal. And, we'll never be able to walk hand in hand together and do all this stuff. But the sex is great. And,
Yeah, so it's
when
another
you're not-
is it enough?
when you're not being a cunt, you're pretty cool.
Yeah, basically.
and-
Because she gets all. Oh, he was like, when you're not constantly tearing apart the relationship.
the time that we have together when you're not constantly like ruining it, you're pretty cool to be with, and she's
He's fucking
but
into her.
But he's like, he's basically just pulls like a boss move. He's like, cool, all right, then I'll walk out. I guess it's over. And she's like, that's it, that's all.
Yeah,
and he's like,
he's
and
not-
then that's when he unloads. When you're not doing this, you're great. The sex is great. I like being with you. Basically, he's saying, I really love being with you too.
Well,
and
yeah,
then,
he's going, just get your shit together, lady. And then what the hell?
then she just fucking shoves him, and then he fucking shoves her back, and then she slaps the shit out of him, and then he slaps the shit out of her, and then she just pulls him in. They just start going at it. I mean, it was some amazing little moment of just violence together, real quick.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. My
liked
question is, do these people not have the usual human thing of potential chafing of going again right away and like the sensitivity? I mean, come on.
No,
They
man,
just
it's
did
just-
it, didn't they?
It's just adrenaline fueled, passionate lovemaking that most normal people that I know don't have.
It's that TV show
It's a
fucking
TV show.
where it's like,
it's
oh.
just the poetic. It's the Harley Quinn romance novel. Fantasy, porn fantasy, fucking.
Oh, being a little rough and that
yeah.
whole
I mean,
thing.
it's all fantasy. I mean, I'm sure people have that sex out there, but
Okay, so how did we
For
get
most
to the
people,
end of this episode?
so we got through that.
What else did we go
Damn,
through?
What were we watching there? That was
Because there
great.
was some
That
stuff
a
with
great
Wendy,
scene.
wasn't there?
Jax asks her to come over to stay in the nursery
Oh, that
at
was
his house.
when he said Gemma can't be around the kids anymore.
Right. So he brings Wendy, he has Wendy come home to take care of the kids. They have their moment together, too, of their relationship that he explains to
did you
to
catch
the kiddo.
Did you catch that
That's at the very end.
Oh shit, that part.
Yeah,
I forgot about
that's
that
the very
where
end, right? But
No,
we have some stuff before
almost. That's where we're at roughly. I can't
Okay.
think of anything in between. Well, did we
Yeah.
talk about the farmhouse when Moses and them show up at the
that. We
farmhouse?
talked about that kind of.
They have a
beforehand,
bomb
right?
waiting for them,
Right,
and then
yeah.
the sons just
Moses shows up thinking that they're at the right place where the preacher, where Juanita and what's his name? Did we get his name? Preacher son guy?
stepson.
Where they're supposed to be, so they're going to take him out. They walk through the house, no one's there. They're
Yeah.
walking around back, no one's there. They see a little trailer. There's a phone that rings, and they're like, oh, they're inside. They all storm the trailer.
As soon as somebody opens the door,
opens the
boom.
door, explodes, bunch of them die. Then the sons come marching out of like an underground shed, start capping everyone. There's people on the roof sniping people. I mean, it's just this huge
slaughter.
ambush, and
They leave Moses alive.
yeah, they just shoot, or Jax just shoots him in the leg, and he's the last one left. And they go up to him, and it was pretty poetic.
I
It was
mean, Jax
pretty
fucking
rough.
rips out
Just
his
with
left
his
eye.
fingers,
Just-
just digs in his skull and just rips his eye out with
And
his
it's
fingers.
just hanging there.
It's just hanging there, all
Couldn't
meaty.
he have just ripped it
all
off?
meaty, just hanging. And
God, that
he's-
was hard to look at.
He's screaming in anguish, and
Then he cut off his fingers.
then he gives. Was it Happy that cuts his fingers off? Someone,
so.
yeah, because Jax hands him his.
He was quite
his
enjoying
Bowie
it.
knife that he always carries with him. Just presses down, chops his fingers off. He's screaming in agony, and then at some point, I guess he just kind of like just loses all the agony because he's just kind of choking and sitting there, and then that's when they just cap him in the head.
Yeah,
it
gave
was
him
just
to Bobby.
awesome. It
They
was
just-
awesome.
they
Everything that
Bobbied
happened
him.
to Bobby, that's what they did back.
I liked-
eye for an eye, literally.
Wow, that's the
Literally
first
justice,
time
right?
it's been eye for an eye
for an
ever.
eye. Yeah,
Like actual eye for an eye.
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Huh.
It was-
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, that was pretty brutal, right?
Yeah, I mean, shit. What the hell was I thinking there? There was something else about that scene.
What is that?
That's just
Exactly.
Sawyer making noise inside.
That's hilarious. So yeah, that's basically the end of the regime, except
Yeah,
for
they're done, except
for
when
him.
Marks comes
yeah,
out.
Mark's he's just in prison still or jail,
And
hanging
he's
out.
got money and connections, but he's got no people anymore
right. Everyone's
necessarily.
basically kind of taken care of at that point. They let the family go, Juanita and the stepson.
I like that they left the bodies with the AB, and they're like, "Yeah, no problem.
Oh
We
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
We got it."
They're like, hey, we're cool. Well, whatever they worked out. He said the cleanup fee is, I don't know what the hell he said. It was like some guns or some money or something. And he's like, okay, fine, brother. And they leave, and I think that's maybe where we're at. So it's Jax and Wendy at the house. Psycho kid.
They're talking to him, and Jax decides, without telling Wendy in advance, he
Yeah,
just
no setup.
decides, you need somebody in your life.
You need to have a mommy.
Here's the deal, kid. You know how I told you that that mommy wasn't your first mommy, that you came out of somebody else's belly? Well, do you know whose belly you came out of? And he's like, no. And he goes, Wendy's your first mommy.
Yeah, he just kind of explains
And he was
it.
just like, I was fucking balling.
Yeah. What?
Absolutely.
Really?
Dude,
Oh,
kid
wow.
stuff.
Ah,
Kid
yeah.
stuff.
Kid stuff gets you.
The way that Wendy was emoting, I was emoting the same way.
Oh, wow, man.
Like if you're sitting there and you're not expecting it, and it's related to your own kid, and
Oh, yeah.
finding her
her
getting
character was
to have,
perfect.
she earned that. Like she's busted her ass.
Yeah.
For 4 years basically of rehab on the show.
Yeah, especially when Jax busts in her house and shoots her up with heroin. After she had been clean for so long.
Yeah.
She's really gone through a lot as a character.
So she's earned it, and yeah, I felt for her, and I felt for Abel, but he didn't feel. Like Abel didn't seem to give a shit.
I liked the little touch at the end where he kisses Jax on the cheek and then he goes up to Wendy and kisses her on the cheek, though. I thought that was like a little moment for Abel to not be so...
Sawyer, can
So
you knock
psycho.
it off? What the hell is he doing in there? How can one cackle for so long?
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah, so
So he has that
she's
little-
like, Jesus, Jax, how about a
Yeah,
little
little heads up.
warning? And is that right when she walks, or he goes out to the kitchen and she's in there
Yeah.
making, she asked what kind of tea he wants.
Right, and he's like,
he says, whatever goes good with whiskey.
Jameson, yeah.
And
Yeah, and then he goes in the room, tucks him in, and says...
No,
No?
he goes into the kitchen and
Yeah.
he asks Wendy something. What did he ask her? Or he gave her a pat on the back.
Yeah, basically he's like, hey, you've been great.
And they hugged, and I don't know if you
Right.
noticed, but she broke the hug off.
Yeah.
Because
She's got feelings.
she said that to Bobby, that she had
Yeah.
feelings for him, but
Yeah.
she knows that she could be seduced by him, but knows also that he's not in a place for that.
Gotcha.
So yeah, she was
'cause
breaking it off
did seem
before
like, oh, are they going to bang?
because that's the
but they
first time
didn't.
she's touched him
Okay.
like that
Okay.
intimately
Yeah,
since
good call.
since Gemma shot
Good
her
point.
up
Yeah,
in
good
the
point.
pilot.
Good point. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, they had that little moment together, brief, whiskey.
Yeah, it was cute. It was
yeah,
nice.
little, whiskey line.
They reconnected
that's-
as friends.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
first
'cause
time
he
in
calls her-
forever.
He calls her a friend to Abel too. This is, we just knew that we're better as friends.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. And then he goes in, tucks Abel in.
Was that the order of it? There was
he
nothing
goes
else.
In, he goes in right after that because that's when he walks away. It said and makes the Jameson line. That's where he goes to go tuck Abel in.
Now, much like the convoluted plan for Abel to say to the teacher, or to come up with they'll go to jail or they'll get in trouble with the police thing, and then go, ooh, I know what I'll do. He's 5, mind you.
Yeah.
This is Sawyer.
Yeah.
So Sawyer is going to hear something, go, ooh, I know what I'll do.
gonna put
I'll go
a
get my
plan together."
fork. I'll scratch my arm,
Sure.
and then I'll say it was Grandma, even though it happened at school.
Right.
The mark wasn't there
Yeah,
that
Wendy,
morning.
there was that point when they were sitting around the table and Wendy's like, I dressed him and he didn't have that this
Yeah.
morning. So, yeah. But, yeah.
So that plan is about as equally as ridiculous as him saying what he says to end the episode, and he goes,
Right.
He says something to the effect of,
Jax is like, you'll always have a daddy, you'll always have a mommy, and, we love you very much. And, what was the setup though? There's like a bit of setup for him.
well,
to
he
ask,
just goes,
right?
oh, I get it. Is that is that why Grandma killed my first mommy, so my second mommy, killed my second mommy, so my first one could be my mommy again, or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah.
Is that why? Yeah, he goes.
Because right before Jax walks away, he tucks him in, tells him he loves him, walks away, and then Abel kind of yells out, and he's like, he basically like recaps what he's just been told. It's like he just kind of understood. He's like, so
So my mommy or my second mommy had to die so I could have my first mommy back.
right,
And that's
then
why
he's like,
Grandma
that's why
killed my
Grandma-
first or my
Is that why Grandma killed my first mommy
second mommy?
or second mommy? Yeah, so I could have my first mommy.
And then Jax
And
just
Jax is
fucking
just,
turned his head like, holy
Jaw
fuck.
drops and Reaper.
Now,
Reaper.
something I thought about after the fact,
Reaper.
not that, well, yeah, that too.
Reaper.
That Jax, why would Jax believe him?
Right.
He just
I mean,
lied that day.
Was
Isn't
that
Boy
jaw
Who Cried
drop?
Wolf?
The jaw drop was just like, why would he think that? And then
Because he blamed Gemma earlier.
he's also he's got it out for Grandma for some reason. Why? So he's gonna start thinking about why. Why does he
But-
have it out for Grandma?
You watch when Jax goes and tells Gemma, Abel said you killed his mommy.
Yeah. See what happens. See what's going on. Unter, like we said last week, Unter's starting to put some stuff together. And you see in the previews, that
No,
they're
I
talking
don't.
about it a little bit. You don't watch the previews?
I never watched the previews,
Really?
and here's why.
Oh, okay.
The previews do something that has annoyed me since Lost previews.
Okay.
They take shit and they take it out of context.
Oh, they do. Yeah, that's just the
I
way
know,
trailers.
but that's
and
no
previews
fun
work.
to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather just see it cold.
Okay.
And not be expecting, we're going to see that scene where Jack says blah, blah, and then, oh my God, Tig says blah back. And then you
Sure.
find out they're two totally different scenes.
Right, that they cut together
It's
and
like,
they're like,
fuck
that's not
off,
how it
that's
works.
gay. So, no,
Okay.
I out
Fair.
of
Fair
principle
point.
stopped
I
because
like
I'd
that.
rather know nothing. Because the worst are ones where, like, they did one on Lost where, like, you thought somebody died, and then you see in the preview them running around in the next episode. It's like, fuck off. How dumb is that?
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
You can't give
Good point.
spoilers.
Good point.
You can't do a cliffhanger and then immediately show the person lived in the next week.
That's true.
That's
You're
so
like,
dumb.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, I just when I download the episodes, they don't have
Okay.
next week
Okay.
most of the time, and if they do, I just stop it. So yeah, I don't know that Jax is going to believe him.
Right.
But at the same
he's definitely
time,
going to be curious of why Abel's got it out for Grandma.
yeah, because they were saying he needs to talk to somebody.
Right. Yeah, they want to get him a shrink or whatever. Oh yeah, you know what?
I still feel like
at
he's
that
gonna
roundtable discussion too. Nero, gave a really compelling argument. So maybe what's going on with Abel, and the idea is that he thinks that Gemma is trying to
Replace
his mom. So he doesn't like that. He misses his having a mom and all that.
Oh well, that
So-
just led up to Jax
right,
deciding
telling
to
about
give him
it. Yeah,
a mom.
Yeah, that was I think the catalyst for that, for Jax explaining to.
I'm sure that's
Abel.
why Thomas is too young still.
Yeah, okay.
In this story, for the
Sure.
serving the story point of view, he's
You don't want to have to try to explain it to two kids.
well, no, he's Tara's.
Right. Yeah.
So there is no first mommy for him.
That's
It's
true.
only the one mommy.
True.
So if he had grown up, so that's why Abel
Yeah.
was so important in all this.
Gotcha.
In the big scheme of things, I wonder if that was the plan all along.
Yeah.
That it was always that he was going to be so central by the end of the story, and that's why all the bad shit happened to him when he was young, like the getting kidnapped.
Right.
To me, hands down, best cliffhanger at the end of a season.
Oh, when they have to go
Well,
to Belfast next year.
I
Yeah.
guess not compared to 6.
6 was good though. Yeah,
Fuck,
that was a good ender.
it was so brutal.
Yeah, I mean it was just
And
straight
shocking
out, just
and just-
brutal. I mean, you were just like, what? We got to wait for next season now to see what's going
But
on.
when Half Sack got killed and
Yeah, that was sad, and I mean
and
that was good
Abel
stuff.
got taken, and then Jack's at the dock as the kid gets driven off on the boat, and he's
that's pretty
screaming
rough.
for him. Oh,
It's pretty rough.
where do we go from here?
Hi, Riverby.
The next episode is called Suits of Woe.
Suits of Woe. WOE.
Suits of Woe. Yeah, then we got. Do we want to know the last 3 episode titles?
Yes, man. Throw them out there. What are they?
I don't know that they're spoilery in
Yeah.
any way, but next week we have on November 18th. Oh, it looks like we take a break after that for a week, for a week.
Oh, probably for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving
believe
week.
so.
Gotcha.
So next week will be Suits of Woe, episode season 7, episode 11. Then after that, we take a week break, and then season 7, episode 12 on December 2nd, called Red Rose,
Uh-oh.
and then the finale on December 9th, Papa's Goods. Huh. Huh. So
Stay tuned.
tune in to us because
We're
This is how to watch TV.
yeah.
see you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.